So if there's any questions or anything like that, I'm not
Now,
sure
will you
where
be
we go.
finishing up this June? Or
Yes,
yeah.
I'll be. That's correct. I'll be finishing up at the end of this year, and I forgot to talk about the Noyce program, which for the Noyce program, you do a master's in science teaching as opposed to a master's in education, and for that they added in a thesis sort of element to it. So I've also been doing work with Dr. Schusterman in the chemistry department, as one of my old professors, and we're doing work on creating a preparatory course for general chemistry and at the college level. And so at the college level, I decided that general chemistry is a very high failure rate class. Something like 40% of students go into it. There you go. So something like 40% of students fail that class their first time around. And so I decided that actually Dr. Schusterman had gotten me last year into teaching a fallback course, so that students who are flunking out of general chemistry could take this fallback course instead. And so I taught that last year, and I decided that that was too late, that we needed to have a preparatory course, because by the time they're already failing, then it's already too late to really kind of go back and try to get everything in, cram it in the end of the semester. So so then I created my thesis around that idea that we should have a preparatory course here at Portland State. So that's what I taught this year. And so far, my analysis of the data has not been completed because of the GTEP program and my teacher placement and all that. So I've been very, very busy with that. So I've done a little bit of data analysis, and so far it's shown actually very good results as far as my data analysis, and I think we're going to continue to do it. So hopefully I'll continue to teach that, or I'll find a replacement to teach it if I move on to something else later. But hopefully that'll make an impact at Portland State particularly.
You had some additional technology training with the out of Vernier software and with the those materials from the supported by Intel. Have you been able to use what you learned there, or tell us about use of technology in your teaching? Yeah,
sure. So we did have a grant from Intel with my cohort, my science math cohort, Ron Narod's cohort. And we were all able to go out to Vernier Software, which is a local software company that does science, really cheap but very high quality science hardware and software for science and math teachers. Little things like tiny spectrometers or pH probes or temperature probes, things like that are all under $100, and you can buy sets of them and bring them back to your classroom and do experiments. And they're very easy to use, very interactive for the students. They provide software for it with graphs and all this other stuff so that students can really manipulate data like a scientist would. So students really get this first-hand science experience. So through this grant, we were all able to select some equipment that we would like and go out there and actually have trainings at Vernier, so that, because one of the main problems, talking to one of my other cohort members the other day, he's at Jefferson right now, and he said that he found a closet the other day that he opened up, and it was about as big as this room. It was just lined with Vernier equipment and smart boards and all this stuff just collecting dust, Yeah. And so one of the main problems that we've been talking about a lot is that this technology's out there, sort of like the Kindle. It's sort of out there, but not everybody has either accepted it or is trained in how to use it. And so a major component of this is the training in how to use this sort of equipment with students. So we got this training at Vernier. We had one already, and we're supposed to have another one, I think, this summer, as sort of an update before we go into teaching, so that we'll be fresh and be able to use this equipment when we go in. And I do plan to. So far, I haven't yet been able to use the equipment, unfortunately, because I've actually just now, this term, started taking over 2 of the classes, two periods out of the 4 periods, since it's the winter term. This is the student teaching one part of the year. So I just now began to teach classes, and so right now I'm sort of using my teacher's methods of teaching just to sort of keep the students fresh, or to keep them, not to jar them too much. And I'm going to use his form of teaching, and then within the next few weeks I'm going to make a gradual shift towards my method of teaching and start adding in components of things that I would like to do, the Vernier technology being one of those things. And start moving towards some labs and things that we can do that will involve that equipment. and also other forms of teaching that I like to do. My teacher is very good at the lecture style teaching. He's very charismatic and he's very good at it. But my form of teaching is more interactive. I like to get kids moving, you know, interact them in different ways. So.
How great for them to have a whole year of having a lot of mix and
Yeah.
diversity
Absolutely.
going on.
Yeah.
Well, Patrick, you are exactly the kind of person that makes us all so pleased that we're still involved at Portland State.
Good. You guys should be.
And that we can support you and other students and the Graduate School of Education. Yeah, thank you enough.
Thank you.
And our third speaker, Kathy Anderson, is